We've been waiting for a while, guys, for Bioshock 4 and more information to come out about this up and coming title. And I want to talk in this segment of the show about Bioshock 4 and are we going to be getting an announcement here in 2022? Let's get into it. So, guys, in an article coming to us from Vic Hood over at Tech Radar, what can we expect from Bioshock 4? Well, Bioshock 4 is the unofficial title for the new Bioshock game that's been officially confirmed by games publisher 2K Games as being in development by new team Cloud Chamber Studios. So although official details are scarce, we're hoping we'll soon learn more about when the game might arrive and what we can expect from the next installment in the Bioshock franchise. In the meantime, we've collected together all the news and rumors about Bioshock 4, as well as what we'd like to see to separate it from the origins of Rapture and Columbia. So, first of all, guys, obviously this is the fourth entry in the 2K Games retro futuristic game series. We do not know, obviously, when it's going to be coming out. We do think it's going to be coming out on next-gen consoles, obviously. Probably PS5, Xbox Series X, PC, Xbox Series S, and could it be coming to the old-gen consoles? It really depends on when we get an announcement, guys. So, obviously, while we're certainly excited for the next Bioshock game, we don't actually know when we'll get our hands on it. In a tweet officially announcing a new Bioshock is in the works in 2019, publisher 2K Games stated that work has begun on the next iteration of the Bioshock franchise, but that the game will be in development for the next several years. There was a suggestion in a recent report from journalist Colin Moriarty that the game is targeting a 2022 release, which interestingly lines up with a slightly dubious NVIDIA GeForce Now leak from September 2021. However, we don't have an official confirmation just yet. So, okay, first of all, let's talk about 2022 being the release. I think that it's very unrealistic that we would be getting a release of this game in 2022. However, I do think that there's a very good possibility we could get our very first teaser of Bioshock 4 this year in 2022, which is what gets back to the title of this segment of the show being an announcement in 2022 for Bioshock 4. I do think that is very, very possible. So a recent leak might have just revealed the planned setting for Bioshock 4, courtesy of a Sacred Symbols video. According to journalist Colin Moriarty, Bioshock 4 will take players to a fictional city in the Antarctic in the 1960s. This is a setting which both VGC and Eurogamer have corroborated, citing anonymous sources. Setting the game in the 1960s would bring it in line with the timeline of Bioshock 1 and 2, which take place in the underwater city of Rapture. Moriarty went on to say that the new city setting could be called Borealis and that the game will narratively connect to previous entries in the series. So Moriarty said that the game is apparently targeting a 2022 release, but of course, this report remains a rumor until anything is confirmed by the game's publisher or developer. If the game really is targeting a 2022 release, however, it shouldn't be too much longer until we start hearing some more official details. I 100% agree with that. I don't believe Bioshock is going to get a release, guys, here in 2022. Let me just be very clear when I say that. I don't believe that. I would be absolutely shocked if they decided to do it in 2022. Now, an announcement, absolutely. Could they even give us an announcement in a release date or a release date year? Absolutely. So, obviously, guys, there was this leak that came out from NVIDIA GeForce that was there was a major leak from the NVIDIA GeForce Now game streaming service database in September 2021 and included a listing for Bioshock 2022, which could be related to the Bioshock game announced in 2019, known for now as Bioshock 4. Now, since the leak took place, 343 Industries has stepped forward to say that a listing for Halo 5 on PC was incorrect and the game will not come to the platform, which is as good a sign as any that many of the games that appeared on the list should be taken with a pinch of salt. And I agree with this, guys. I definitely think that any leaks and things of that nature, you got to take it with a pinch of salt. I mean, certainly if it's a source that's been known to be correct about leaks and information, then that's different. But I really feel like with any leak or speculation coming out, it's got to be taken with a pinch of salt in a major, major way. Now, a recent job listing at Cloud Chamber Games, developers of Bioshock 4 suggest The team could be developing the game using Epic's Unreal Engine 5. In the ad for a senior gameplay programmer, it states that the candidate will work within Unreal Engine 5, adapting existing systems and building new technology in order to fulfill the project's technical needs and creative goals. So there was also talk, guys, that obviously this could be a PS5 exclusive, which I think is very unlikely, but there's a rumor going around that Sony could be pursuing Bioshock 4 as a PS5 exclusive in some capacity, whether outright or timed. And I have a hard time believing this, but I do think Sony is trying. I don't know if they're going to get that exclusivity to this title. That would be very huge, though, for Sony, especially seeing as how Xbox is just taking leaps and bounds. Huge moves where PlayStation has been very complacent over the course of time, guys. Xbox is no longer the little brother anymore. Now, obviously, guys, in yet another piece of juicy gossip supplied by a new round of job listings, it appears that Cloud Chamber will be taking Bioshock in a different direction this time out, with the developer actively searching for someone who can weave impactful, character-driven stories in an open-world setting. Open world would be something really special, guys, to say the least. When you're short of formal announcements about a game, sometimes there are things to be gleaned from its job listings. That's proven to be the case with Bioshock 4, as some Cloud Chamber Games job listings spotted by Twitter user MaroNL suggest that the game won't be set in Rapture or Columbia, the settings for previous games in the series. Now, my personal thoughts on this, guys, I just, should it be in Rapture or Columbia? I would be totally okay with them going somewhere else, but I'll give you an example of something that concerns me here with this is when we look at a game like Halo, okay, and 343, obviously the torch was passed from Bungie to 343 Industries. 343 has their, first real go around with the title with Halo 5, and obviously there were a bunch of issues, okay? They obviously went away from the kind of what made Halo so special in the first place, which was Master Chief, right? And they kind of went away from that to an extent, almost made Master Chief seem as a villain. And so they went against it, and it did not work out whatsoever for 343. Now, they were able to kind of get things turned around. For me, at least, I would like to see Bioshock 4, since we obviously no longer have Irrational. We obviously have Cloud Chamber Games working on this title. I think that it's very important that Cloud Chamber is within that universe from the perspective of either Rapture or Columbia. And sure, they can branch out near the end of the story to other places or like a new place altogether. But if they try something too drastically new and different from those original titles, I don't think it's going to land well with the fan base as a whole. I could be wrong, but I kind of compare that to Halo because I just would like them to stay grounded in what's been built so far. And then as you go, this is the first go around with Cloud Chamber with this title. So maybe in Bioshock 5, you move into that direction. But I just feel like you got to stay within this universe of what's been built so far. Probably, preferably Columbia, so that you have that option really to kind of go into the multitude of different universes that they were trying to build with Bioshock Infinite. Now, Take-Two Interactive recently published a financial report which makes mention of Bioshock 4. A very small mention, but a mention nonetheless. According to this report, it'll be quite a while before we see Bioshock 4, as it will be in development for the next several years. This is pretty much as expected, although it was reported that the game has been in the works for years. It was also noted that its development has been rebooted in that time, so it's unsurprising that it's going to be a few more years before we get to play it. Nonetheless, it's always good to manage expectations. So, obviously, guys, publisher 2K Games took to Twitter in late 2019 to announce a new installment in the best-selling video game franchise. And what they said was, today 2K announced the founding of Cloud Chamber, its newest development studio. This team of storytellers has begun work on the next iteration of the acclaimed Bioshock franchise, will be in development for the next several years. And that's absolutely awesome, guys. Look, the first substantial rumors about a new Bioshock game emerged in April of 2019 in an article that the current goings on at Mafia 3 development studio Hangar 13. Kotaku reported that there's a studio located right next door, and the team within is working on the early stages of the next Bioshock game, codenamed Parkside. We now know a new Bioshock is definitely in the works. So, look, at the end of the day, guys, here's what I think. I think we're going to be getting a Bioshock 4, right? I mean, obviously, if we're in a limbo state or a development hell cycle, I really hope that's not happening right now over at Cloud Chamber Games. But I do think we're going to begin this title at some point or another in the foreseeable future. When it's going to come out, I think we're going to get an announcement here in 2022, and the game will probably release in like 2024 or 2025, depending on how far they are in development. But that being said, guys, what do you think? Do you think we're going to get an announcement this year, next year? I mean, when do you think we're going to be hearing more about Bioshock 4? Let me know in the comment section down below. And for more Bioshock 4 content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.